Hi everyone, welcome to Adventure Camp. I'm here with the Adventure Kids and they have lots to tell you today. They've spent the week exploring, learning, and having fun. Britton, what were you up to this week?
Kind of got lost in the tomato jungle.
Sounds scary.
It was mostly delicious.
Chef Maya, what did you do this week?
Me and Chef Seamus and a couple of friends made pizza from scratch.
Did you get to throw the dough in the air?
Yeah, some is still on the ceiling.
We'll have to send in the cleaning crew. Layla, what do you have for us?
This week, I learned that yoga can help me with my homework.
Planking will help you with your math?
Kind of. It helps you get in the zone for using this.
That makes sense. What about you, Noah?
I did a scavenger hunt in the river valley.
And what did you find?
I found there's lots of cool stuff if you look closely.
Today, your mission is a scavenger hunt. We're going to be heading down the trail looking for some things that you might not normally notice when you walk through the forest. Some of these things are going to be easy to find, some might be a bit tougher. Do you think you can do it?
Yes!
Awesome.
Tunnels in the wood from the beetles. I'm not sure how we're going to find that without ripping the trees apart. Guys, look, the wild rose flowers.
So have you guys ever seen the wild rose flower anywhere?
Yeah.
Maybe on a license plate? So this is our provincial flower. It provides lots of pollen for our bees. You can also make jam and jellies out of the roses too. This here is an aspen poplar. It's also called a trembling aspen. So if you look at the leaves up there, they tremble in the wind. And the bark is greenish white. If you were to give it a rub, you get covered in this powder. That's like a sunscreen for the tree.
Next up on the list is the bark beetle tunnels.
Here are some of the beetle tunnels. Cool. Here's more.
Oh wow, yeah, look at that.
So these are the tunnels created by the bark beetles. So the female comes in under the bark, makes a tunnel, and lays her eggs, and then the larva makes some more tunnels. It's called a spittlebug.
Oh, you missed.
It's the larva for a frog hopper.
Oh, cool.
You missed.
Do you think that's the spruce right there? No, I think that's the spruce there.
This is actually a white spruce right here. And these needles are actually high in vitamin C. So people make tea out of them. I've even had pop that's made out of spruce needles too. So since they use these for so many things, do you guys want to try eating a spruce needle?
Yeah! Ew, that tastes like a treat.
How do you know what a tree tastes like? You don't want to know.
Be careful, guys, it's steep.
Jared, what made these holes?
Those are holes made by woodpeckers. So they would be searching for all the different types of beetles that are found inside the tree. And sometimes when they make a larger hole like that, they're probably making a nest cavity. So we actually have some downy woodpeckers that are living in a tree just behind that spruce tree there. I hear some birds.
I hear it.
Do you guys see it?
I see it. I think I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Over there?
I see it. Oh, no, go see the birdhouse.
You guys hear that bird down in the reeds? So that one's a red-winged blackbird. So the male is black with red on the shoulders, and then the female is brown and streaky, and that's so she can camouflage in all these reeds. So they have a nest somewhere down here, and then they become super aggressive and they'll chase away any crows or hawks or people that get too close to the nest. So they're very good at defending their nest.
Savage bird.
Okay, guys, we got one thing left on our list, and that's the bee. Let's get looking.
Some of the bees are going to be really, really tiny, so you might have to look in the flower. Do you see one up there?
Oh, there's one right there.
On the purple flower.
Oh yeah. So that's a species of bumblebee. So we actually have about 50 types of bumblebees in Alberta, so about 40 in Edmonton. Well, they heat up their body so it's warmer than the air temperature, so if it's cold outside, they can start flying around. So they're cold-blooded, but they can still sort of regulate their temperature. Bees are super cool.
All right, great job, everyone. We found everything on the list. Ends it. Adventure Camp!
After the break.
Right with your hands. That's why we wash our hands in the kitchen, guys, to make sure we can get right in. And this is the fun stuff. We want to be able to see the garlic. Oh,
I lost some.
you lost
Oh
some.
man, left behind.
Welcome back. Before the break, Noah was taking a closer look at the river valley. What was the most interesting thing that you learned?
I thought it was really cool to learn all about the different kinds of bees. Plus, I was scared I was going to get stung.
And what did those pine needles taste like?
They were really strongly flavored and they tasted kind of like mint.
Cool. And Layla, your adventure took you to a different place. Some would call it a journey within.
Kind of. Yoga's super popular, so I wanted to learn more about it.
Sarah, what is yoga?
Yoga is a mind-body exercise that benefits your mind just as much as it benefits your physical body.
What do we need for yoga?
Well, it's easy. You just need a space, a yoga mat, and comfortable clothes.
That was easy.
We're going to start our yoga with the most important part about yoga, and that's breathing. So let's use our breathing balls to find our breath. You're going to take a big breath in and open the breathing ball as you breathe in, and then breathing out. Our lives are so busy and so hectic and so full that yoga gives us a chance to slow down, to focus only on ourselves, only on our body, to breathe, and most people find yoga very relaxing. So a long time ago, the yogis in India would wake up in the morning to salute the sun as a way to say thanks to the sun. So we're gonna do some sun salutations to salute the sun, all right? Reach up high, reach to the sky. And now hang down low and reach for your toes. Bring your hands on your mat. Step one foot back and then the other foot back. And you are a plank. Bring your belly all the way down to the ground. Point your toes out behind you, cobra pose. Take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, make the sound of a snake. Turn your toes under, lift your hips to the sky, look at your toes, downward dog pose. Now look forward, look at your hands, bend your knees, think like a cat, and jump your feet to your hands. Stretch up high, reach to the sky, and then come back into mountain pose. Nice.
Why is yoga good for kids?
I personally think all kids should do yoga because your lives are just as busy as adults' lives. That's not a sport and it's not about a competition. It's just about having time to focus on yourself and your body and your breath and your mind. It'll help with anxiety if you worry about homework or school projects. It also gives you the chance to just slow down and take a break. It's customary at the end of a yoga class to finish with a word, and that word is namaste. And what namaste means is that I see beautiful light that shines within you, and you see the beautiful light that shines within me. So we all have a beautiful light that shines within us. Namaste.
So how did you feel after your yoga class?
Good, actually. I didn't have to worry about anything, and I can just relax.
Awesome. And Chef Maya, what's this business of you throwing dough into the ceiling?
Well, the first step to make a pizza is you throw the pizza dough up in the air, and then it expands, so you can put more pizza toppings on your pizza.
And how do you make the sauce?
Well, the first thing you do to make the sauce is you steam the tomatoes. That will make it easier to peel.
We're just gonna get them into some nice ice cold water. What this is going to do is allow the skin to come off the tomato nice and easy, so we don't have to work too hard. And the great thing about them being cool is the skin just comes right off. The big smash, there she goes.
Whoa!
There you are.
Bam!
We're gonna toss them in there. We're gonna roast it off in the oven. But you're browning them a little, just like with caramel sauce that you'd have on ice cream, but you're doing it inside of the tomato. It makes it a little bit more sweet. So we've got some fresh smoked paprika here, which is delicious. We're gonna put in a pinch of salt. We just need a little bit of salt. We're gonna have a little bit of pepper, and then we're gonna put a touch of oil. So we're gonna put the oil in because it's gonna help it roast a little bit. It's gonna help the oven do its job and get it going. So the last thing, Chef Maya, I need you to mix this all together and make sure we have a nice, even mixing of all the spices. Yeah, right with your hands. That's why we wash our hands in the kitchen, guys, to make sure we can get right in it. This is the fun stuff. Get your hands in there. Give it a good toss. Toss it up. Yeah, mix it up. There you go. We want to be able to see the garlic. Oh,
Mistake. I lost some.
you lost
No
some.
man left behind.
No man left. There you go.
No.
Okay.
It looks like a disaster has happened. A disaster.
What you need to make pizza dough is you need flour, you need water, you need to have a little bit of salt, and you need to have some yeast. We're also going to season it a little bit, and we're going to put a little granulated garlic, some cracked pepper, and a little bit of oil. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flour and we're going to add it into our nice big clear bowls. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of quick rising yeast. We're going to add in a ½ teaspoon of salt. And we're going to put a little bit of the granulated garlic in as well for some nice seasoning. Now we always do the dry ingredients first, because that way we make sure we have a nice even flavor throughout the entire dough. Stir it all in so it's nice and even, and then you're going to make what we like to call a little bit of a well or a nest right in the middle. So just like this, a nice little hole in the middle. 1 teaspoon of oil right in the middle of your nice little well. Water goes right into the middle. Leave about half of it back. So don't pour in half of it. Put it on the side, and we're going to start mixing with our hands. Once you have the first little bit, and you're getting these little shreds, right, like little hairs of dough, okay, then you can add in the rest of your water and mix it all up. And you want to mix it until you get a soft dough, nice and pliable. Now you need to work it. You need to knead the dough for about 5 minutes. So now we need to make it into a ball. And what we're going to do is we're going to make little circles. So you're going to come forward to your wrist, and you're just going to draw a circle on the countertop. Very good. Perfect. Very nice. Perfect. In about 30 minutes, when we come back to look at the dough, it's going to be 2, maybe 3 times as big as it is right now.
Coming up next, live from the tomato jungle, only found food.
Welcome back. Now, Britton, during the break, you were telling me that your planting expedition was more exciting than watching plants grow.
Oh yeah, for sure. I met Farmer Tam in her humongous greenhouse. That's where I saw strange plants, I ate flowers, and I got my hands dirty. The fruits, they're spiky. Ow, yeah, very sharp.
So we started these tomatoes about a month ago, and now look at them. They've got beautiful roots on them.
That's like cool.
I know they do look like strings, but they're really helpful for the plant. The goal is to get the roots down in the soil. Take that tomato and plant it right down in the soil.
Is it the seeds that are in the tomato that you use to plant?
Yeah, the tomato that actually is your fruit later is the full cycle life of a tomato, and that's where the seeds come from. Now you can plant the tomato by putting dirt. Fill your pot right up to the top, as far as you can fill it.
Wait, hold on, the tippy top?
The tippy top.
Why do tomatoes like dirt anyways?
Why do tomatoes like dirt? That's a really good question. And you know, their roots are so important to them, and once their roots are in the soil, they can draw up the moisture and all the nutrients that the soil has in it, and it helps them grow.
My wormy.
So go ahead and add some water. We got to settle the roots in. So is this tomato going to be happy in this little pot all summer?
Not all summer. You might
No.
want to transfer it to a bigger pot.
That's right. So this is a great thing to do at home, because you can start small in the house, and then as the weather gets nice, we take them and move them up into a bigger pot and then a bigger pot. So you can either have it on your deck or on your front step if it's nice and sunny, or you can actually just take it right outside and plant it in the garden.
But the question is it a fruit or is it a vegetable?
Aha! And what do you guys think?
It's a fruit.
It is a fruit, you're right, and it's all about how the seed is located in the fruit of the tomato. Here's a bigger one. So you see the tomatoes on there? So it has a flowering cycle and then the fruiting cycle. And you can see how in a month or so you'll have all of these tomatoes coming from the flowers. And it takes a month exactly from a flower to a fruit.
That's cool.
That's cool. And what do you think pollinates a tomato?
A bee.
Sometimes a bee does, but really it's the wind.
Really?
Yeah, tomatoes are wind pollinated. If you have them in your house or out on the deck, every now and again it's a good idea to go and say hello and give them a little shake. How do you do, tomato? Do you feel like a tomato?
I feel like a penguin.
Live from the tomato jungle. It's crazy out here. We haven't had food or water for 5 days. Finally found food.
Well, you know, we call it bush tucker in the greenhouse, but actually it's a begonia, and it's one of the few edible flowers that you can enjoy in a salad or fresh off the plant. We might need some help picking some tomatoes. We have ripe tomatoes. I think we possibly could try one. I don't know. What do you think? 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, explosions.
And this zebra tomato, what do you think it might taste like?
Zebras?
Do you think?
No.
You know how I know when it's ready to pick?
But it's red.
This tomato never turns red. It's a green zebra tomato, really. If it never turns red, how do you know?
When it's soft?
When it's soft, yeah, it gets nice and soft and juicy. And so your eyes don't have to be the only cue. You can smell it, and if it smells like a tomato, ripe and fresh, it's good. And then also if you touch the tomato, if it's hard like a rock, it hasn't had time to ripen yet.
From the tomato jungle, Britain out.
So Britton, I have to ask, what was that voice you were doing?
That's my adventurer accent.
Of course, you have an adventure accent. And those flowers, what did they taste like?
The flower that I had, it was very sour. But the tomato that I had, it was very tasty.
Chef Maya, when we left you earlier in the kitchen, you were making a mess of the tomatoes.
That's right, but now it's time for the best part about making a pizza. Tossing the dough and eating the pizza.
And here we are. The tomatoes are out of the oven. They've stewed. They smell
Delicious.
delicious. And I think it's time that we checked on the pizza dough. This
that-
is your beautiful pizza dough. Look at the great job you guys did. Everyone give me your hands. There you go. I'm gonna give you a little bit of flour. I want you to flour your hands, just like the gymnasts do in the Olympics. This is the Olympics of pizza dough toss. There we go. It's nice and fluffy. You can see underneath where all that air is. Now we're gonna put it down on the dough, on the flour. Here we go.
Thank you.
We'll flap it. And we want to do this 6 times.
Done.
And then put it down. All right, good. Okay, so now we have kind of a misshapen, almost round circle. You're gonna pick it by the side. I want you to turn it like you're making a right turn in Mom's car. I'm gonna put it down.
Perfect.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys the pizza dough toss. Look at me getting dirty. There we go. Look at that, that was really good. So once we've got that toss, it's gonna go into our pan. And so once you have your dough in your pan, so you'll put that nice tomato ragu on the bottom. Not too much, just enough to cover the bottom. Gonna top it with some fresh bocconcini, fresh tomatoes. This is really about Italy. This is all about celebrating the tomato. Off we go to the oven. Oh, they look great. I'm so proud of you guys. All right, so we get some nice topping with some of the fresh arugula. All right, little pizza cheers, guys, to a job well done.
All right, now you're gonna tell us that you brought pizza for us all to taste.
About that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the pizza didn't really make it all the way here. I was hungry.
Well, at least we know how to make pizza at home. Thank you for coming and sharing your stories with us. I can't wait to see where you guys go next. Until then, keep exploring. Bye, everyone.
Bye.